It was fall semester at a prestigious university, and 4 students had been assigned to a seemingly ordinary dorm room in an old building on campus. At first, everything appeared fine, but it didn't take long for the strange occurrences to begin. Flickering lights, cold drafts, and the sound of footsteps in the middle of the night became regular events in the dorm. One of the students, Jenny, shrugged it off as electrical problems or just the old building making noises. But things took a darker turn when she began to hear tapping on her window late at night, despite living on the 3rd floor. One night, she awoke to find the door to their room wide open, though she distinctly remembered locking it before bed. As the days went by, all 4 students started experiencing similar eerie happenings. It wasn't long before they learned that their dorm room had a history. Decades earlier, a student had taken her own life in that very room after suffering from severe stress and isolation. She was said to have left a note on the window, which explained the persistent tapping. After learning this, the students began seeing even stranger things, a figure appearing at the end of their beds, cold hands brushing past them, and whispered voices when no one was around. One night, Jenny woke up to see a pale figure standing at the foot of her bed. She screamed, waking up her roommates, but by the time the lights were on, the figure had disappeared. Frightened and unable to sleep, they demanded to be moved to another dorm. The university tried to keep the story under wraps to prevent panic, but it wasn't long before the room became legendary on campus, passed down as a cautionary tale to new students. At an old high school in the Midwest, rumors swirled for years about room 217, a classroom where strange occurrences were frequent. It was said that, late at night, when the school was empty, you could see the silhouette of a woman standing in the back of the room, her eyes fixated on the chalkboard. The teachers and janitors dismissed it as a trick of the light, but students weren't so easily convinced. One winter, during final exams, a group of students stayed late to study in the library. Bored and looking for a break, they dared each other to peek into room 217 and see if the ghost was real. The lights in the hallway flickered as they approached, but they continued, nervous but determined. As they looked through the window, they saw nothing at first, just an empty classroom. But as they started to walk away, one of them screamed, pointing back at the window. Standing in the corner was a woman in an old-fashioned dress, her face obscured by shadows, watching them. Terrified, they ran down the hall, the sound of their footsteps echoing in the empty building. The next day, the students asked a teacher about the room's history and were shocked to discover that a former teacher had died tragically during a fire that broke out in the school many years ago. She had been trying to save her students but never made it out. Since then, she had been spotted in that room by those staying late after school. Some say she's still watching over her classroom, unable to move on. Cindy was the kind of student everyone liked, quiet, hardworking, and always helpful to her classmates. She had a small group of friends and kept mostly to herself. One day after lunch, Cindy asked her teacher if she could go to the bathroom. It was a typical day, and her classmates thought nothing of it until Cindy didn't return. At first, the teacher assumed she had gone home early or was in the nurse's office. But when she was nowhere to be found by the end of the day, the panic set in. The school was locked down, and local authorities were called in to search the premises. They combed through the entire building, the bathrooms, the classrooms, and even the surrounding area, but Cindy was gone. Her disappearance shocked the community, and rumors began to spread like wildfire. Some speculated that she had run away, while others whispered of something more sinister. Weeks went by, and Cindy's friends started noticing strange things happening around school. It began with eerie noises, whispers that seemed to echo in the empty hallways, but no one was there. Students would report hearing Cindy's voice calling their names, but when they turned around, no one was there. Some even claimed to have seen her reflection in mirrors, only for her to vanish when they looked directly at her. As the strange occurrences intensified, one student claimed to have seen Cindy herself, standing at the end of a hallway late at night. She looked lost, her eyes distant, but before he could approach, she disappeared into thin air. Despite multiple investigations and searches, Cindy was never found, and her disappearance remains unsolved. To this day, students and staff alike report seeing or hearing Cindy in the empty halls of the school, a tragic reminder of her mysterious fate. Guys, thanks for watching. If you love chilling tales and spine-tingling mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story.